Now let's explain how one nation, one election will happen. What are the benefits? What are the pros of it? What are the cons possibly of it as well? Now all state polls will be held simultaneously. So basically elections to the Lok Sabha, to the parliament and to the state assemblies. All of it will happen at the exact same time. State polls and general elections will be synchronized. They might not happen on one single day, but in the exact same time frame, possibly over a couple of months, you'll have elections out of the way for the next 5 years. So that is what is expected to happen. More governance, less disruption. So what basically happens is that you're not constantly in a cycle of going into elections, preparing for one set of elections, then preparing for another set of elections. You can concentrate on providing good governance to the electorate. So that is definitely a pro. Massive savings for the exchequer. You go into election mode once and that's it. For the next 5 years, there are no more elections. So you're not constantly incurring costs as a result of just conducting elections. No exhausting of resources for repeated polls. So in terms of security personnel, in terms of poll officials, in terms of buying resources, which includes EVMs, VVPATs, all of it is done in one go. Better use of resources, better utilization of security resources. Again, security personnel that you spread out during the poll schedule, you do it once and that's it. They don't constantly go into poll mode. So these are some of the benefits. Mitigating scope for dirty campaigns. So the people also can hope that this would put an end to dirty campaigns, and also polarization won't be a biannual affair. So then you hold those you voted into power to in fact account as far as governance is concerned. They're not in constant election mode, so they're not constantly polarizing as well in terms of the electorate and their campaign is concerned. Aishwarya Paliwal is now joining me live on this. Aishwarya, tell us a little bit more about the Centre's panel, which it has formed under the chairmanship of the former President Ramnath Kovind on One Nation, One Election.
But one of the things, Paulmi, that the BJP and the central government will now have to do, and I think that will be the biggest hurdle for them, is to make sure that all the opposition parties are on the plank. Because most of the opposition parties, those who already are there, those who have the government, will now ask a very basic question: why should our government be dissolved? Because now you see how, what took place in Bengal. We are also seeing what took place in Punjab. So all those parties will now have to be brought on the same plank. So that's something which the BJP will now have to do. If we talk about One Nation, One Poll, it is not something which is new. Till the year 1967, India as a country used to have one nation, one election. So it's something which is not new in that sense. But yes, bringing all the political parties on the plank is something that they will now have to do. If we talk about the Election Commission also, follow me, time and again, over the past many years, the past many CECs have been speaking about the fact that if there is a law in place and if the country does have one nation, one law, then they will gear up for that. They also, believe that it will definitely save a lot of money, because you and I, we all know at least in a year, we have 3 to 4 elections. All that money, all the movement that takes place, all that will be stopped, and we will just have one election, every 5 years. So that is something that the BJP, the Prime Minister also, following, since coming to power in 2014, time and again has been speaking about it. So it's not something which is new. We have seen it happening in our country till the year 1967. So if it actually happens, then it is something that people will just have to make sure that they go back to the old ways. That is what we understand the BJP at the moment is thinking about. But yes, the very crucial India meeting taking place in Mumbai today. Now, this definitely will be agenda for all the opposition parties.
Right. Aishwarya, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. Let's take you through the benefits now, and of course the disadvantages of the idea of one nation, one election. Benefits will save costs incurred on multiple polls. So you synchronize elections, they happen at one time, you save costs. Gigantic logistical challenge given vastness of India, security personnel, EVMs, VVPATs, poll officials, all of that. So that is one of the challenges. Politicians can concentrate on framing policy. So you don't go into election mode every few months. You can concentrate on giving good governance to the people. Challenges, enormous challenge to provide security and stuff. Like I said, poll officials, security personnel, you can imagine the numbers if you're going to have elections at the same time across the length and breadth of the country. Benefits will stop poll eve divisive politics. A huge benefit over there. Challenge likely mixed up of national and regional issues. So, regional parties will face that challenge as they go to the electorate to help them differentiate between, of course, what the regional issues are, what the local issues are, the hyperlocal issues, and what the national issues are. No multiple poll code to stop developmental work benefits. So there's no constant model code of conduct which is being applied every few months so that, elections are conducted. Challenges needs constitutional amendment. At least 5 different articles of the Constitution will require amendments if this is to go through. So these are some of the benefits and the challenges of this idea of one nation, one election.